Hello everyone, welcome back to WB Blacksmithing. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a shop tour for 2021 New Year's Day. Starting at the front doors, 8-foot wide door, it's 7 foot tall. Really handy for bringing in big stuff and taking big stuff out. Pretty much anything that has to do with blacksmith work is really nice to have a big door or big set of doors to open up and bring stuff in and out. Like long bar stock, big pieces of steel, anvils, just anything really. So those are pretty nice to have. Then coming in is my corner for welding. It's pretty messy right now with different stuff around, but usually the table at least is cleared off. And I have shelves for my welding masks and my welding rods and wire and stuff. Just different stuff that is used for welding. There's a little vise on there that's my girlfriend's. I use it sometimes for holding stuff together while I tack it. It's handy. And a wood stove. I'd like to have it hooked up pretty soon to use it so it doesn't get quite as cold in here, even though it's not insulated and stuff. It would help out a little bit to take the edge off on cold days. I have a stick welder there to use, and I have a small flux core welder, so that's really handy. I have 220 volt outlets there, which is also pretty nice. And then this little area here that you can see is where my girlfriend Fauna usually works. Her stuff isn't really set up at all because she doesn't deal with the cold quite as well as me, and she doesn't really have to come out here unless she really wants to and just wants to mess around with stuff. She likes forging, but not enough where she wants to come out in the cold winter time. So her stuff isn't really set up. I need to restore her vise. It's a twin to my larger 6-inch one. That's 5 1/4, if I remember right. It's at least 5. I know that. And then there's her anvil. It's one of the WB Blacksmithing brand anvils from the first batch that she picked out. So her area isn't really set up. And here's the forge, the main forge I use here for everything. It's got a large fire pot, a large hearth. It's pretty nice. Could be definitely nicer, but it's definitely comfortable and nice enough for the next few years till I get a new shop and can build a new one. It's made out of antique red bricks, which is really cool. The fire pot itself is large. The Toyer is a 4-inch inside diameter, so it's just a large forge all around, really. I really like it. It works really well for me also. So the blower isn't hooked up right now. I had to get that replacement blower because my old Champion one went out. And I could fix it, but right now I just don't have the time enough to make the new part that it needs, which would be like at least a day of messing around with it and making a new part. And moving on from that is my press, which isn't completely done yet, but it's done enough to save my arm a bit. There's handheld punches and chisels and stuff over there on magnet strips, files on there, tongs on this little rack, my 6-inch Peter Wright vise, bunch of stuff always on the bench. It's pretty much never clean. A chop saw that I use sometimes. I don't really use it much. A lot of the time it stays underneath the bench. Underneath the bench is in the process of getting cleaned out. A couple shelves here for miscellaneous stuff. And these bars, I usually have a few bars of stock here because once I cut a couple pieces off, they're too short to fit on the rack above the door there. Above the door, it has to be about 10 feet long to sit up there without falling through. So anything really shorter than that gets leaned up here because I use that stock quite a bit anyways. But anyways, here's my hammer rack. Some sledgehammers, different forging hammers, handled punches and stuff like that. And then some storage over here, two different shelving units. There's some handle woods there for knives, different scrap steels that I use quite a bit. I keep my hammer billets on the top shelf on the right. I just don't have many right now. I have some big 3-inch stock there, and I have one 2-inch round hammer billet, and I have more on the way in the mail that I ordered. Miscellaneous stuff. Those two shelving units need really organized. But anyways, I have a couple chairs in here to sit down and, do different stuff. Sometimes it's nice to be sitting when riveting stuff and just, in between heats or whatever, just to sit down from the hard floor on my feet for a few minutes. There's my main grindstone. I have a few of them. This is my biggest one, 30 inches round. Runs off of an electric motor, and I really like it. I like to use it. I just never really use them in the winter because I like to fill water troughs for them instead of having water dripping down. I like the troughs, and the troughs can freeze solid and break off chunks of the stones. So I just don't want to deal with dumping the water out every day in the wintertime, so I just use them mainly in the warm weather. And there's a toolbox there that also needs organized, and I don't really use it too much anyways, but it'll be used for something someday, I'm sure. Another little workbench that, quite frankly, needs replaced with a better one, probably a steel one even. But it's got my bench grinder. I use quite a bit for polishing stuff up with the wire wheel there. The grinding wheel is mostly used for dressing hot work, handheld chisels and stuff like that in between heats and real quick. Belts up there for my grinder, which I use quite a bit, like every single day, really. Every single day for quite a while, actually. Works really well. It's a shop-built one. I didn't build it. I traded an anvil for it, but hopefully that kind of makes it easy to realize actually how nice this one is built. It's got a VFD and a powerful motor. It's pretty nice. I like it. You can change out the tooling arms. I have that contact wheel there that I think, if I remember right, is 14 inches. I don't remember, though, for sure, but I think it is. And it has a tool rest, which is down there underneath the bench with a bunch of other stuff that needs cleaned up. And the desk here, always covered in stuff as of now, but I want to move it. I want to move the desk over there till the springtime because I use it for different stuff like leather and just finishing and packing and just a bunch of stuff, really. Some storage in the shelves and just different stuff. It's useful to have another surface to pile stuff on, really. And I don't want to get rid of the desk. And I used to use it for school, but I'm not in school anymore, so I brought it down here and, it's going to stay. Anyways, another little storage area which needs organized, and the stuff that's around the shop and other areas they're supposed to be on the shelf, or on the shelves, I mean. So usually the shelves are supposed to be filled up with stuff around the shop, or from around the shop, but that's not really the case at the moment. And here is my storeroom. It's got different antique decorations on the walls and hanging around. I want to get a lot more, but the inside of this room needs finished. I want to make it actually like the inside of a building and not a shack. I want to make it look civilized in here, if that makes sense. I want to insulate it and stuff too and make it completely weatherproof. I mean, it's pretty weatherproof now, but you can see the gables or whatever they're called need put in and filled in with wood. Needs insulated, and I would like to put boards on the inside for the inside of the walls so they're strong enough to hang stuff on. You can see just different old stuff. But anyways, Mostly this room is for finished products that I make, for anvils and vices and different blacksmith tools that I sell. Don't have too much right now. This is just stuff really that was around the shop, mostly. But some stuff I forged on the wall there. I want to make this room really nice in the coming year, but I don't want to talk too much about that because I have plans to make another video highlighting what my goals are for this coming year. But anyways, I do have plans for this room to make it pretty nice, and obviously to keep it nice I'm going to have to put a door there so no dust and stuff gets in. So I'll situate that. Everything does take time, but for now it works really well for storing stuff. There's going to be a heck of a lot more anvils in there soon and some more vices, so it'll be a little bit more filled up looking soon. That's a little room. It's 8 by 10, that room there. So it serves well for what I wanted it for. It'll serve even better whenever it's all finished up how it should be. Just like the shop itself. The shop building itself has some more work that needs done to it. So hopefully we'll be getting some of that done soon. But it is, yeah, this really isn't the best shop in the world, but it is mine. And it's actually a pretty comfortable workspace. And I'm going to be working on making it better through the next couple years. And it really is comfortable and big enough and well set up enough and well tooled up enough for me to, you know, at least be able to continue growing and eventually make enough money in this shop to get a better shop and a bigger shop, a nicer shop, a more professional looking one, and, you know, just keep growing. But I really like it. It's, you know, it's mine, which is really invaluable thing. Not many people can really say that. So I'm appreciative of it. I like it. It's good that I'm up here. There's nobody up here to be annoyed by my hammering noises and my coal smoke and all that kind of stuff, which is a good thing. I'm not bothering anybody and, you know, not harming anybody up here, which is really is a good thing. What I'm trying to say, I guess, is that it's peaceful to have a shop where it is, and it's nice to have this building where I'm not getting rained on or snowed on or anything. And really, my main point in saying that is that it's good enough for me, especially for now. Obviously, I have goals to grow and get better and stuff and to work towards. Timelines where I want to be, but I'll tell you more about all that stuff in the future videos. But really for now, this really is good enough shop for me, and I can do what I love to do in it. That's really the most important thing. So anyways, hopefully you got a good look around, good sense of everything in here. And by the way, the main shop building here, not including the room over there, is 20 by 20, so it is a good size. But anyways, I'm gonna get inside. It's late at night, and Happy New Year's, by the way. You might not get this till like after midnight, so Happy New Year. And we'll see what we can get done in 2021. Bye.